Jimmy.
Hi. I don't like Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
I don't like Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. Two guys, one coup, episode 15. I never say the date. I should probably say the dates we record these because, people listen to them weeks later or a week later or something like that. But today is March 16th, 2022. So there's the date. Now you got it.
A huge day in history.
A huge day in history. What happened a year ago today? I don't know.
But there's always something
I don't know what
happening. So.
We were in lockdown.
Yeah.
People were crazy. Not much has changed.
I was going to say.
So, not much has changed in a year. Anyways, episode 15, Jim. We got a lot to go over. Crazy week again in the world. Whether you want to, whether it's political or whether it's in sports, there's just a lot that's happening.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. Today, we're going to go over, obviously, the thing that's affecting Americans the most, I think, is the gas prices and the oil prices. Specifically, Putin's price increase, that trend that's going around. It's Putin's price increase. Let's just see about that, right? Jim, you're going to do another good segment on not just the electric vehicles, but the actual mining of it, correct? Or what it takes.
Yeah, for our environmentalist lovers out there. It's this is the whole hypocrisy of green. Okay, it's they don't. I'm going to insult them again, but it's hard not to. But liberals, they just hear what their people tell them. They hear what Al Gore tells them. They hear what all these people tell them. This is important. But I'm going to explain how it's actually mined.
And how it's mined.
It's
and how good that is.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It
is wonderful for
our save the planet wackos out there.
Yep.
So we'll go over that. We will, Jim, you're also going to do a little, we've kind of skipped it the last week or two, I think. Some potential, stars in the Republican Party. That's how I'm going to kind of say it from now on. Not necessarily presidential candidates or anything, but actual stars that are in the Republican Party. And today, Jim, who do you have?
I have Winsome Sears, the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. She came into light as the first African-American woman elected to that position in Virginia. It's with the Youngkin when he won the governorship. So she's a wonderful human being, and I can't wait to talk about her because it's interesting. And one of the things I think we need to do as well on this too, we talk about all the rising and up and coming, but we talked about this. I think next year maybe we talk about Mitch McConnell, not in a good way because we don't like him, but kind of go into this whole thing with China and how deep he is really in with China. So everybody knows we're not just picking on the left. We anybody that does things we don't like on the right, we're not going to support. That's who we are. We're not liberals. We don't support everybody. And so I think it's very important. Maybe do that too. Like maybe if you're going to do on up and comer, maybe I can do it on Mitch McConnell. Something like that. And then kind of do that because, we see all these R behind people's names, but doesn't necessarily mean they're us, that type of thing. So.
Last I looked, and we'll get into this later, but I think Mitt Romney has an R behind his name, right? And we'll talk about him later. So Jim, you'll also be talking. You're probably going to be doing most of the talking today. I'm in a bad mood. Just telling you.
Sorry.
Do I seem happy? Do I seem happy or I seem in a bad mood today? Yeah, that's all right. It's not you this time.
I'm tired of carrying the show anyway, so we'll just
You have been. I'm telling you. I've been terrible on it. You have been. We're also we've got our top 5, which today.
Fun one.
And thank you for people who have submitted their top
Good
5s.
lists.
But top 5, 80s. Now, I have to verify. I'm not sure I looked at everybody's, but made sure that they were actually in the 80s because, you can get to 1990 and that doesn't count, right? 80s hair band or heavy metal songs. Your top 5.
I had a song that I had to take out because it was 1990. Yeah. Oh, crap.
Yep. Would not have counted, would have disqualified you immediately from participating. We have our, Jim, I think you have an ALC of the week. I do.
I've got a Big Schumer.
You got a big Schumer. Okay, I've got another company as my AOC of the week, so that'll be interesting. And then after we do our top five, we'll tell you what next week's is going to be. Stuff to cover in sports. We got football free agency going crazy. Mm-hmm. We have baseball now back, so that's going on.
Wait for that,
golf season starting. It was a terrible. I don't know if you paid attention or not, but
I need you
this past week.
I need you to explain to me because I haven't read a whole lot about it, but that spot ruling or whatever they had for that.
Yeah, it's where when your ball crosses water, it's where it starts to cross of the water. Mm-hmm. So, and that's where you have to drop it. So there was a question on where exactly it was crossing the water and where exactly you drop it. Again, a couple millionaires arguing with each other on the golf course, but it is what it is. That's part of it. But, so that's kind of what the show is going to be about today. And we have a lot to get over again, because we've said it 100 times that we could do a show every day. Honestly, we literally could do a show every day. There's so much going on in the world. We haven't forgotten about the Ukraine war that comes.
We'll talk about that.
Ukraine-Russia war a little bit there. There's some things going on that I've seen this week in the background in Wisconsin regarding their Gableman's report and the voter election fraud, they say. So I'm not going into detail on that, but things are still moving forward on that end. Jim, I'm going to get started right away here. Okay. So you've heard, I'm sure everybody's heard that the blame game is going on for gas price increases, right? Mm-hmm. Who are they blaming? They're blaming, obviously, Vladimir Putin, the dictator, the leader of Russia. And actually it trended for a while on Twitter. This phrase was Putin price increase.
Yep.
So that's interesting, right? Just briefly before I get into it, a few days ago, a reporter asked your favorite president, Joseph Biden, about the rising gas prices. His response, and I quote, I love quotes. I quote, "It's going to go up. Mm-hmm. Can't do much right now. Russia is responsible." That's what Joe Biden said. So can't do much right now. Russia is responsible. It's going up, which is, crazy. To be honest
with the current situation that this president has put us in, they're correct.
There you have it. You said it first, Jim. Stole my thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's cool. That's okay.
Oops. Here I go again.
That's right. I'll move on.
All right. So are we done with this segment then?
Yeah. It's great minds think alike, Jim. Great. Jim. Oh, at first, wait. I'm sorry I got started early, but I really need to apologize for no video last week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it probably made the show better for most people, but I'm telling you, technical, this is what we deal with here. And then, so I'm sorry you didn't get to see Jim last week. He looked handsome. I mean, just trust me.
My mother-in-law put in a nice little tag. She was like, "Oh, it's just not the same thing when she can't see us." So that was kind of cool. I like that.
That is really nice. Thanks, Mommy-in-law. The cup you just drank out of, what's on that cup?
It's Thomas Kincaid.
And you know why? Because you don't have the two guys.
I know. It's in the mail.
Checks in the mail, Jim. Checks in the mail. Anyways, back to Biden and all our good friends there at the administration. He also said a large contributor to inflation this month was an increase in gas and energy prices as markets react to Putin's aggressive actions. That's not technically wrong. Right. Okay. I mean, we just said it. That's not technically wrong, but why did it get to this point? He went on to say, as I have said from the start, there will be costs at home as we impose crippling sanctions in response to Putin's unprovoked war. But Americans can know this. The costs we are imposing on Putin and his cronies are far more devastating than the costs we are facing. So let me ask you that before I even get to my next part. When you're sitting there at the pump, are you thinking, damn it, Russia?
No.
Damn. Putin.
And I'm not thinking, damn those oil companies. I'm not thinking that either.
Damn those oil companies. Damn Putin. Damn Russia. Thank God for Biden, right? Nobody's thinking that. Trust me. What did your girlfriend Jen Psaki, the chief White House liar, say. She said, and I quote, "It is accurate that the invasion by President Putin into Ukraine has impacted global inflation because of the impact it's had on energy prices, and that is a significant contributor to inflation." She also added, "We do anticipate that gas prices and energy prices will go up." So that's great. So it's Putin, it's Russia. We've having all these problems because of oil industry. So let's take a closer look at Putin's price increase, if we can. We get the Wayback Machine again, Jim. We're traveling back in time to January 20th, 2017. That is the day President Trump was inaugurated.
Oh, thank God he's not in office anymore. Man.
Yeah, I mean the mean tweets, just the bitter,
people's feelings aren't hurt anymore. But
yeah, that whole nationalist America First policy, just terrible. January 20th, 2017, barrel prices for oil were $52.33 a barrel.
About what it is.
Okay. Stay with me here. On January 19th, 2018, so a year later, barrel prices went up about $11, $63.37 a barrel. This is a timeline, so you got to kind of hang here, but I explain it all. You should be able to keep.
I could keep up with this, yeah.
Even you can keep up with this. January 22nd, 2019, 2 years after Trump is elected, gas is back down to $52. Barrels of oil, is down to $52.57. On January 23rd, 2020, what significance does that date have?
I think it was...
You don't know.
Okay.
You might know. You might know. Say it.
No.
Do you know? You don't know. Trump restarts the Keystone Pipeline.
Oh, okay.
On January 23rd, 2020. At that date, when he restarted it, prices were $55.59 a barrel. No real effect, not much change. The things fluctuated over the last 3 years to, from $10 a barrel up or down, either way. On February 24th, 1 month after the Keystone Pipeline, oil drops to $51.43. March 24th, 2 months. March 24th, 2020, 2 months after reopening the Keystone Pipeline, a barrel of oil drops at $23.36.
And
so,
if you're going into that, it's we know, liberals, that the oil coming through the pipeline is years away from being able to be produced. But what it does, it lets the rest of the world know we're doing our own.
We're going to have. We're doing
that's
our
why
own.
It drops.
We're going to be. We're going to be energy independent.
And that's important to note as you get into this discussion.
So people that don't know, it's important to know. Keystone Pipeline was coming from Canada, coming all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico, right, to Texas, to the refineries down there. So we were taking oil all the way across our country for that reason, to be energy independent. So literally, 2 months after opening the pipeline, it's down to $23.36. So during Trump's presidency, oil was as low as $14 a barrel. I mean, that is as dirt cheap as you get on oil, right? COVID hit, prices started to increase, but were never higher than $66.30 a barrel during all of his presidency. Right. So never higher than $66.30. January 20th, 2021. What does that date mean to you?
That's probably when my top 5 president came into office.
Well, that was Joe Biden's inauguration day. Okay. January 20th, 2021. President Biden's inaugurated. Oil barrel prices are $47.62 a barrel. Still really good.
Good job, Joe.
Right? Good job, Joe. The next day, January 21st, 2021. What did Joe Biden do, Jim?
Shut off the pipeline, right?
Biden halts the production of the Keystone Pipeline.
Great choice. I mean, great decision.
On January 20th, oil per barrel was $47.62. The next day it went up to $53.13.
And that was at the time that Russia invaded Ukraine, right? It's about the same time.
No,
I'm sorry.
absolutely not. Okay. No. Like that, it didn't happen yet.
Oh, it didn't?
Oddly enough.
Oh, well, damn.
Biden is 2 months into his presidency. The date is February 22nd, 2021. Oil is now up to $61.49 a barrel. 1 year ago today, so March 16th, 2021, God, why can't I say this? The cost of oil per barrel is $64.80. So from January to March, it's gone up almost $15 a barrel. Okay. So 6 months into Biden's presidency, July 21st, 2021, the cost of oil per barrel is now at $70.30. 1 year after Joe Biden is inaugurated, that is January 20th, 2022, the cost is now $85.14. Now keep in mind, as you mentioned, Russia hasn't invaded Ukraine yet. Okay? Russia has not invaded Ukraine. This is January of this year. And yet we have a 79.65% increase in barrel prices, or that equates in dollars to $37.52 per barrel increase. Oil barrel prices have already gone up almost 80% since Biden took office and before Putin invaded Ukraine. On February 20th, 1 month later, oil is now at $90.21 a barrel. Putin hasn't invaded Ukraine yet. On and February 24th,
where are we getting our oil
Go on.
Time?
Well, yeah, we're getting it from Russia. And we're spending, $17 billion to get it. Thank you, by the way, for mentioning that. Yes, we're getting our oil from Russia. February 24th, 2022, the day Russia invades Ukraine. Prices go to $99.67 a barrel. So just for math's sake, because I know you love math.
Love math.
Biden took office. From the time Biden took office until the day Putin began his invasion of Ukraine, oil prices have gone from $47.62 a barrel to $99, a 109% increase, or $52.05 a barrel. Does that sound like Putin's price increase to you? We're talking 14 months into his presidency, barrel prices of oil have gone up 109%. How does that equate to gas prices? Are you still with me, Jim? We good? You with me? Okay, let's go back briefly. Trump's last day in office, Biden is inaugurated January 20th, 2021. We went through this. Gas was $2.39 per gallon. Diesel was $2.62. Now remember, the next day, January 21st, 2021, Biden halts the production of the Keystone Pipeline. In March, a year ago today, March 16th, 2021, gas is $2.94 a gallon. Diesel's $3.17 a gallon. 6 months into Joe Biden's presidency and well before Putin's price increase, gas is now up to $3.16 per gallon and diesel's at $3.35 a gallon. 1 year after Joe Biden's presidency, January 20th, 2022, gas is now at $3.42 a gallon. Diesel's at $3.78. The next month, February 20th, 2022, no Ukraine invasion yet, by the way. So Ukraine is still Ukraine, Russia is still Russia. It is what it is. Gas is $3.63 a barrel. Per gallon. Diesel's $4.05. The day Putin invades Ukraine, gas then goes from $3.63 up to $3.65 per gallon. Diesel's at $4.07. So again, more math, because I know you're writing all this down. I can tell, or you're like Rain Man. You just keep it right there in that big old noggin of yours.
Right.
That meant brain. That had nothing to do with size. That was just like your brain's
Whatever.
big, not your, you know. I mean, your head's big, so it's got a lot of room for brains.
Yeah, but too bad I only use 1% of it.
Oddly enough, your head's big, a lot of room for brains. Your pants are small. So what does that tell me? So again, more math for Jimmy. I'll go slow for you. And for our good friends in San Francisco. From the time Biden is inaugurated until the Russian invasion of Ukraine, gas prices increased from $2.39 a gallon when he took office for regular gas to $3.65 a gallon, or that's $1.26 per gallon increase, or 34% increase. Diesel went from $2.62 up to $4.07, which is $1.45 increase today. So a year, actually today's date, gas is now at $4.41 per gallon and diesel's at $5.25. That's an increase of $2.02 per gallon for regular gas and $2.63 a gallon for diesel since Trump left office. So how is this Putin's price increase? And how do they think that we are stupid enough that we have not been filling gas for the last 14 months and noticing a price increase? It's a bunch of lies. It's, our good friend and you're champion of this person, Tim Scott, Republican senator out of South Carolina. He said the United States imports nearly 600,000 barrels of oil a day from Russia, an amount that could have been made up this is written wrong, but by 800,000 barrels of oil from the Keystone. So we could have got 800,000 barrels from the Keystone pipeline. 600,000 is what we're importing from Russia. Biden said last week that it's simply not true, that his policies are not holding back domestic energy production. That's what he came out and said. So this kind of, I'm almost done with this part, but this kind of brings me up to, our favorite person in Congress, Chucky Schumer. Okay. So little Chucky.
An award after him.
Schumer. We did. He's one of our favorites. Remember so he said this during, I had to look this video up again because I'm like, oh my God, I do remember that. He said this back in May of 2018 when he was standing in front of an Exxon gas station at Capitol Hill, right outside of Capitol Hill. And I quote again from little Chucky, gas prices will roughly cancel out the 2018 consumption boost from the tax cuts. He went on to say, that's right, whatever meager benefit working families may have seen from Trump's tax scam for the rich has been wiped out by the gas prices that President Trump is responsible for. Now, at that time, gas prices were $2.94.
As he's using his government card to get gas.
Exactly.
He's not having to pay
exactly.
for it. Yeah, okay.
And so another funny fact about gas prices is, and I saw that this week, we have a southern border crisis, right?
Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah.
Kamala Harris went down and fixed it.
What?
Haven't you been paying attention? God.
I am not. I'm stupid. Anyways, but it's not the border crisis you think we're having, though. So there you have it. Americans are going over to Mexico to buy gas because it's $3 a gallon there. So you're taking the border states. You take Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California. They're going from, sometimes $7, $8, $9 a gallon, going over. Not too hard to get in, but they're waiting 3 hours in line to get back, right? Because gas, and it's worth it for them to sit there because gas is $3 a gallon. So we got people sneaking into Mexico for gas. It's crazy, Anyway, so that's kind of the whole segment on the gas and oil prices. But
back to the border. This isn't what we thought this was.
He has resolved the border crisis, didn't he?
They're going back.
It's crazy. And in the meantime, by putting all these sanctions on Russia, he's literally ruined two economies in 1 year, ours and Russia's. So congratulations, President Biden. You've done a great job.
How many times do we have to hear? Because, this is the left's favorite thing to say, right? All that oil in the pipeline takes a year or two to process. If he wouldn't have shut it down a year ago, we'd be there.
We'd be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's Putin's fault.
Well, that's logic. And this is Putin's price increase because gas prices haven't gone up at all until Putin got in office. And now, as you saw, maybe this kind of will lead into kind of your segment in lithium. But before I say that, you saw yesterday, I don't know if Russia put sanctions on Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris. I don't know what that means. I honestly don't. But then when the reporters asked Jen Psaki about it, did you see this? They said, yeah, so what do you think about these sanctions that, Putin's putting on Joe Biden? And Psaka's answer was, well, he's a junior, so apparently they put him on his dad. I shit you not, that was her answer. This is your girlfriend. This is who you love. Anyways, Jen Psaki, your girlfriend. That's what she said. Anyways, oil, gas, all leads to one thing, a big, big, big push towards everything being electric, everything we drive being electric, electric vehicles, electric boats, electric. You want to go up in an electric airplane? Okay. But anyways, Jim, tell us what you know about this crap.
This too much. Dale, I have a question for you because our friends in San Francisco need help. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What is the important thing needed for electricity? To charge their cars. Well,
batteries.
But coal, right?
Water.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about to charge the car for electricity.
Oh, to charge the car. Yes. To make the electricity, you need the coal.
What are they trying to get rid of?
Like always, like Obama did. Regulations on the coal industry. Destroying the coal industry.
Guys,
one of the cheapest and most efficient ways to heat and everything else. But
green people out there, just wake up, stop paying attention, and just research, okay? Because there's a lot out there. I found a bunch. Okay, so lithium. Why lithium? Okay, because you wonder why lithium batteries. Mm-hmm. Well, they last longer without question, and you need that in the vehicle. But also, it's a lot less than the batteries we have now because it's a lot of non-hazardous waste. Okay, it doesn't contain lead, cadmium that the regular batteries have. So it's, I guess, recyclable, if you will. Okay, so what lithium does, it's iron, copper, nickel, and cobalt. And these are all considered safe for landfills and incinerators. Okay, so all good, right? I mean, this is good. This is why we're doing it, right? All right.
It's all
even though it's safe for landfills, physical mining may not be as safe. Okay, it's very labor intensive. The majority of the mining is not recycled, and impacts the environment. The impacts to the environment are very costly. You heard what I said. A green operation to produce lithium is not costly for the environment. Huh.
Oh, who said that?
It's this article in it's New York Times. Okay. This is the New York Times, right?
A trusted source.
Well, not on some things, but so.
But it's a major newspaper, the most probably major newspaper in the nation.
As production increases because the demand is there, right? Your favorite president has just announced that all this electricity. Elon Musk hadn't been doing electric cars until Ford and General Motors decided that they're going to do it, right? We heard that on this
that's right.
State of the Union address that he did.
Correct.
But the demand strain on precious metals needed to produce lithium ion may cause environmental concerns from the waste generated. Okay. Now, I'm getting into this, okay, as we get all of this stuff. Okay. So the extraction process. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It uses a lot of water. 500,000 gallons to mine 1 metric ton. 500,000 gallons of water to mine 1 metric ton.
Where's that water come from?
Here we go. I'm using Chile because at the time, Chile, and I think Australia's close, but Chile is the largest country producing lithium. Okay. They're in the mines that they produce are in rural areas with diverse ecosystems or ecosystems, whatever you want to call that thing. All right. So as we get into this, there is this nice little city
Yeah.
I'm going to butcher it. So sorry ahead of time. Salar de Atacama, named after our favorite
sounds exactly
Tutankhamun
like it. Yes.
out of Egypt. I have no idea. This is considered one of the driest places on Earth. Okay. Now, you heard how much water it takes to mine. Okay. Anyway, I know this.
Mining in the desert?
So, about 65% of the water used to mine lithium leaves many local farmers and members of the community trying to find water elsewhere. Because once this is mined, this water is not good. Okay, it is salty. It is waste. Okay, it's not like it's recycled.
It's
now I'm going to get into. Now I'll get into brining.
It's not potable water.
I'll get into
anymore.
brining in the end, which is a better way to do it. But you can't do it like what they're doing here. It's got to be in a lake or something like that. Okay, so
which still drains the water, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but it's filtered. Okay, now. There have been many accounts of dead animals and ruined farms in the surrounding area of these mines. In Tagong, a city in Garzei, Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture, China. I'm not kidding. That's what this is. There are records of dead fish, large animals floating down the rivers near the Tibetan mines. After further investigation, researchers found that it may have been caused by leakage evaporation pools that sits for months and sometimes even years. So
you're kidding.
Animals are dying, okay, and the ecosystem is being destroyed. Dale, what do we always hear from these green people, these environmental people? Oh, we can't hurt the ecosystem.
It's for the betterment of the earth. You're eliminating your carbon footprint.
I'm going to get in here later, but I want to remember how we're always hearing about these farmers in California can't farm because the water can't come down, because if it does, this spawning salmon or whatever it has in there. Okay. Because that's important to environmentalists, right?
Yes, it is.
Wait till you see how this affects. But it doesn't matter because it's green. Okay. Okay. Atop a long dormant volcano in northern Nevada. Okay. Yeah. Now,
Nevada.
A long dormant volcano. Okay. I don't know anything. I am not a volcanologist. Okay. Yeah.
Is that a real word?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I am not. It's not Spock. It's okay.
That's what I thought. I'm like,
I don't know if you want to drill.
Okay.
Because at one time, St. Helens was a dormant volcano. But anyway.
Well, I'd say most of them that have gone off are mainly dormant volcanoes that have now erupted.
But anyway,
right?
I digress.
They're all dormant for a time
period. Workers are
starting
blasting and digging out a giant pit. We'll get into that. And will serve as the first new large-scale lithium mine in the United States in more than a decade. A new domestic supply of an essential ingredient in electric car batteries and renewable energy. All right, this is great. Yes. Woo-hoo! I'm excited now. Okay.
Woo!
The price of gas is going to go down.
Environmentalists.
Oh, wait.
Tree huggers.
So, the mine constructed on leased federal lands could help address the near total reliance by the United States on their sources of lithium, because we have to buy it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Now that sounds like all this stuff that I talked about is positive, right?
Mm-hmm. What? What?
Okay. But the project, known as Lithium Americas, has drawn protests from members of Native American tribes, ranchers,
of course,
and environmental groups.
The one screaming that we need to eliminate coal, and
it's expected to use, it's expected to use billions of gallons of precious water. Okay, because this is a desert, guys.
It's a desert. Where are they getting it from? Lake Mead? I mean,
potentially contaminating it for 300 years.
Oh my God!
And not only that, but if you've ever seen
comical.
how they do this, okay, they dig it up and they get the lithium out, they get the lead, they get all that stuff out, and then they make this big pile. That pile can't.
Yeah.
That pile stays there. So now they're going to make ski slopes or something. I don't know. Can you have ski slopes in Nevada? Maybe northern Nevada. I don't know. But
Reno, okay. Lake Tahoe.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was a comment made by a gentleman. Blowing up a mountain isn't green. No matter how much marketing spin people put on it. By Max Wilbert, who is living in a tent on the proposed mine site while 2 lawsuits seek to block the project, win their way through federal courts. Okay, so
wow,
environmentalist groups are protesting this mining because it's harmful to the environment. But we want to have more electric cars, and you can't get it without lithium. Okay.
Without lithium, you can't. Currently. But so just before you go on though, hydrogen is an option, but that's different.
Well, now, and also putting solar panels on your car and driving down the road, that's an option as well. Or a windmill tied to the back. It is. Remember how we used to put those little windmills on our car bikes when we were younger? That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Or,
who would have known?
All Fred Flintstone cars. Yeah. Who would have known? Full circle.
Now, the production of raw materials like lithium, cobalt, nickel, and the essentials are essential to the technology, but also often ruin land, water, wildlife, and people.
Damn people.
Boy, I'm going to go out and buy an electric car. This is wonderful.
I'm saving the planet. I'm saving the planet.
Here's the key point that I want to make. Okay. The environmental toll has often been overlooked in part because there is a race underway among the United States, China, Europe, and other major powers, echoing past contests of wars over gold and oil. Governments are fighting for supremacy over minerals that could help countries achieve economic and technological dominance for decades to come. So,
well,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Comment. I got to take a
drink. No. Anyway. Go ahead. No, if you finish. Yeah, so you take somebody like Elon Musk, right? He's been making electric cars for quite a long time now, right? So he's well aware this is how you got to get the batteries. Yep. I mean, they know that. They could have researched what he was doing. I'm not saying put him out of business. I'm not going in that direction. But what I'm saying is that this is all pretty common knowledge, right? I mean, like these are things they could have been studying for the last 10 years while he was making his first Tesla, right? And we would know about this.
More better for the environment stuff coming down. But I want to get into this with what they're doing here with no different than what oil companies are doing or coal companies are doing or all these other. Okay.
Exactly.
Really, there's no difference. Anyway, just in the last 3 months in 2021, U.S. lithium miners like those in Nevada raised nearly $3.5 billion from Wall Street.
Oh my God.
7 times the amount raised in the prior 36 months. Okay. So how many times do we have to hear about the evil oil companies, right? Exxon, terrible. Mobil, terrible. Yep. All these oil companies, because all they get are profit. Just in 3 months, 3.6 billion.
3 points.
How come no one's screaming about them? And as you and I talked about
exactly.
When you buy something green, it's cheaper than regular, right? No. No. It's more costly. Not that it's more costly to make.
More costly.
They can just tack onto it because of the sucker. I mean, because of the people on the green side that, hey, I'm going to go green. I'm going to destroy animals. I'm going to destroy lands. I'm going to destroy farmers and people. But I'm saving the planet.
But I am making a difference.
In the middle of
the ground. Unusable. No, completely unusable. You blow up the side of a mountain to get coal out of it. You build a retention pond when you're done. You re-grass the mountain. You plant trees. Everybody has seen that. Everybody has seen what's underneath the Keystone Pipeline, right? Beautiful green grasslands, like we've talked about. Not saying you couldn't have an accident. Not saying there hasn't been oil leaks and things like that. But that's a rarity compared to drilling a hole for lithium all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
right.
That's permanent. That's unusable land.
Water, right? It is a valuable resource.
And that too.
Especially to some of these places that don't have a lot of it, right? And
as far as I know, every living thing needs water. I'm no scientist, I'm pretty sure that every living thing, from plants to animals to people, we all need water to survive. Apparently, F that. Let's just build cars,
look,
because it's better for us.
The misconception that everybody has is, and I know that they say when you're on the ocean and you drink the water, it's going to harm you. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. Wait. Well, according to these guys, it should be safe. It should be safe. Understand. Fact checkers, don't bother fact checking. I'm just kidding. Just for you fact checkers. Joke. Now, even though the United States has one of the world's largest reserves, what do you think I'm talking about when I say one of the largest reserves in the world?
Geez, I don't know.
I'm not talking oil, but honestly, we do have that, by the way. Yeah, but
by the way, we do
lithium. Okay, but
we do.
But we're not mining.
See, honestly, I didn't know that.
Okay. So there is Silver Peak, Nevada is our first one that we had. It opened in the 60s, and it's producing 5,000 tons a year, less than 2% of the world's annual supply. All right. Yeah. So what this tells me is that all of us, as talked about before, nobody cares about the environment, or everybody cares about the environment until it's like, well, look how much money we can make. Oh, okay. Well, that big hole in the middle of the desert, that's fine. That's fine.
Or this environmentalist that's sitting there in his pup tent in Nevada right now didn't care about the fact that it was happening somewhere else. But when it started happening here, that's when he was like, whoa, wait a second. We can't have that. But in the meantime, that same son of a bitch was out there saying, save the sea lions, hug a tree, drive electric, limit your carbon footprint. That wacko was doing that. So,
okay, so now the Biden administration, and I admit all of these other companies are looking for a better way to do it. And I mentioned to you brine, okay? It's lithium brine extraction. Yeah. It's actually going into the lakes that have this, digging down, filtering it out, pulling it out, and the water. Now, from what I see on this, the water is safer. It takes all the stuff out. The water can be put back in, and it's not the salty stuff. Yeah. So very good. That's very good. Okay. But that's not that you're not going to get all the lithium you need from that. You're going to need to dig. You're going to
correct.
Sorry, you're just going to have pits all over the place.
Exactly.
Because fracking is supposed to be causing all these sinkholes, right? That's what they're saying.
Oh yeah.
But it's okay if they just have a big hole in the middle. But
Yeah. Florida never had any sinkholes before.
There's fracking, Edward Bartell owns a 50,000 acre ranch. Him and his workers go out there every day. Okay, because they're starting. It's Nevada. Okay, they're starting in Nevada. I should have said it's in Nevada. Yeah. Right. So they're starting to drill in this dormant volcano. I don't know. Pompeii comes to mind, but anyway. So, but they're drilling in this dormant volcano. And again, I've seen a lot of movies where this is not a good idea. But anyway, but he has people checking on this because he has cattle that eats the grass that's growing and the grain that's growing in this 50,000 of his own property that is going to be affected because the water and the land is all going to be
Wait.
affected.
How
it's
are they
not
allowed
his.
to
They're not
do?
drilling
Oh, okay.
on his
Well, yeah.
land.
Okay.
But his land is, his
But
land
it's going to
is
affect his land. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Bartel's biggest fear is that the mine will consume water that keeps his cattle alive. 3,224 gallons per minute. Yes.
Oh, my God.
That could cause water table to drop on the land Mr. Bartel owns. Okay, so this is a private farm that is going to be affected because they're taking the water from him to use it for this.
Yep.
That doesn't seem
wow.
Right. What?
That does not.
I'm sorry.
It
is
funny,
kind of
but it doesn't
but
seem
while
right.
producing 66,000 tons a year of battery-grade lithium carbonate, the mines may cause atrocities, including I don't know what antimony is, but I do know what arsenic is.
I've heard of that.
Now, this is all according to federal documents. Now, I'm guessing.
Oh, God.
There's a certain amount of arsenic that is allowed in things. I'm guessing this is going to be above that. I'm just saying. Okay. But it's for green and electric cars. It's going to save the environment after it's destroyed.
That's right. So,
and while we're driving down the road in our electric cars, we're going to have to dodge these big pits everywhere because we have to dig everything out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Now, this is it. The lithium will be extracted by mixing clay dug out of the mountainside with as much as 5,800 tons a day of sulfuric acid, which is very safe. Okay, you can drink it.
Yeah, it's very safe.
People in San Francisco, please don't drink it. Okay. This whole process would create 354 million cubic yards of mining waste. That will be loaded with discharge from the sulfuric acid treatment and may contain modestly radioactive uranium, permit documents disclose.
This is crazy. How are they even... we're gonna build back better.
I was actually upset when I was investigating this. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I know
this is.
This is insane.
Okay. Now
and you and I aren't environmentalists.
Now remember this. A December assessment by the Interior Department found that over its 41-year life, the mine would degrade nearly 5,000 acres of winter range used by pronghorn antelope and hurt the habitat of the sage grouse. Now, aren't we not allowed to farm and drill on lands that's going to affect animals? But if it's for green, it's okay. Yeah,
that's the whole point of the whole Keystone Pipeline. That was their argument: was the fact that it was going to disturb the land, it was going to disturb the animals, who clearly, if you look at a picture of the Keystone Pipeline right now, can walk around it, walk under it. It's green everywhere around it,
and you actually see
growing grass and shit.
Elk all around it. They're alive.
Yep,
they have three
grazing.
Heads. But hey, it's.
That's not
see
true.
That won't get fact checked.
Fact checkers,
because they'll say that's true.
No,
okay. Now
that's true.
I'm not done.
It's true.
It would probably also destroy a nesting area for a pair of golden eagles whose feathers are vital to the local tribe's religious ceremonies. There's remember I talked about Native Americans. So it's going to destroy a nesting area for a pair of golden eagles whose feathers are vital.
Have you ever seen a size? Have you ever seen a size of a golden eagle? How do they get the feathers?
Now, how is the government and these companies going? Well, they're offering the tribe wages of $62,000 a year. It's twice the capita of their income that they would make otherwise. What do you want to wager?
Yeah.
Okay. This is fine,
I know.
So,
it. Yep. Buy them out. They're buying them out. Jim, what What does
Well,
are you done? I'm sorry, I didn't know if you were.
I'm just gonna,
Go on.
I could go into some more stuff, but I'm just going to try to. No,
You can if you want. I don't care.
Basically, the whole point of the way that they're doing it now, okay, is destroying the environment that it's on. I mean, let's face it, it is. Now they are improving it, right? Just like everything else, just like clean coal. They've done it right.
That's right.
Okay.
They improved it. Yep.
You're going to have oil spills. You're going to have things that like that happen, but we've got things to fix it faster to where it doesn't affect as long as 300 years. Okay. Remember that big oil spill a while ago?
Can you imagine?
The
BP oil spill in the Gulf?
Flying up through there. I think it's fixed now, and it wasn't 300 years. Anyway.
That's crazy.
So
300
think about this,
years.
everybody. And look, you can't sit there and say
it's bullshit.
Oh yeah, we got to go electric. We got to go electric, but we're going to put restrictions on coal. How are you going to charge your damn car? Anyway,
what?
Or we're going to put restrictions on drilling or running a pipeline. Okay, but we're going to allow all of this damage, all of this water to be used to make lithium batteries.
Correct.
Okay, this is hypocrisy at its finest. Okay, it is
while drilling into a volcano.
I just don't think that's a good idea. But, so anyway, folks, look it up.
I don't know much about
it. If you really want to see some really cool pictures, go out and Google the Keystone Pipeline.
Yes.
Look at pictures of it. Like Dale said, there's pictures of it where it's perfectly green underneath it. Going all the way through, going through areas. There's elk. There's herds of elk. There's all over. Okay, deer. They're all by it. They're all going. And no one's dying and nothing's dying. Then go look at a drilled lithium mine. Go look at it.
Yep. And then tell me what you see there.
Look, you and I both know that green is the biggest farce out there right now, right? Because that's the way to get people to, oh my God, we got to go clean. We got to go clean. But they don't care what's done to do it. All right. They don't care that the $50,000 electric car technically only costs $20 to make, maybe, if that. Because what really, they got wiring and stuff in it. But other than that, what is it? There's no engine. You don't have to all these different. You just have a battery pack, right? So they overcharge for everything. I mean, look, go to a grocery store and buy only organic vegetables. How much more are you paying for that? Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's less processing. Now, it may take longer to farm it. I don't understand the whole process of it. Like, if it's a smaller, you're not going to have these big tractor, harvesting all of that stuff. But you're not using the chemicals. You're not using... So
there's no preservatives.
Anyway, it's
there's
just
none of that into it.
It's the way that Al Gore can have a bigger footprint than the city of Cincinnati. Take a shot, Kurt. So he has a bigger footprint. Okay, fact checkers, I'm joking. You don't need to go out. I get it, but it's the point that I'm trying to make is this man is causing a whole shit ton of footprint that's ruining the environment. Making a lot of money doing it. And so just go out and look. I mean, seriously, just go out and look this up. It is scary. It is scary the damage it's done. And
it's ridiculous. Jim, do you know, so everyone's talking about, and they said it, gas prices are so high.
That's exactly what they're saying.
Go buy an electric car. Just go buy an electric car.
Which we went over electric cars earlier in an episode. Right.
And their cost, what their true cost is. But just if you wanted to go buy the cheapest electric car today, they have one, the Honda Kona, is $34,000. You can go buy that. It's got a whopping 200 horsepower, so don't drive it on a freeway. And don't drive it more than 258 miles without charging because you're gonna go off. The cheapest crossover, so you need something a little bigger than that little smart car Kona. Basically, that's the size of it. Is the 2022 Volkswagen ID 4 Pro. It's called. I don't know. It sounds like a GoPro to me, but that's their name of their $40,760. Again, 200 horsepower. The cheapest sedan, so you just want a regular sedan for a family, is the Tesla Model 3. That's their cheapest model, which is $44,990. That does have 283 horsepower. So Elon Musk has found a way to do it, better. But you're only going 272 miles. These were the best available options for a range of over 250 miles. Again, this is not efficient. These are not. And then find the charging stations, right? And then those charging stations, Jim, as we come full circle again, they are being powered by what?
Hamsters running on wheels.
Electricity. And that electricity is coming from where? A plant, which is coal or nuclear, or natural gas. It's coming, which is fracking, but which we're not allowed to do, right?
To get lithium.
Yeah. We could drill big holes to get lithium and destroy all the water and take all of destroy a guy's cattle ranch and himself in the process, but not this.
New York Times, folks. So, I mean, it's not from,
extremely liberal rag,
I mean, you said it best. I mean, it's
liberal.
When you look at the show we did on the batteries, right? Or electric cars, all of this stuff. And then you look at, it has 100,000-mile warranty on it. Well, but again, it's only 100,000 warranty if the battery goes completely dead. If you can charge it 10%
completely,
you still have to either that or replace the battery pack, which is $20,000 to do so.
And 10% is going to get you a whopping
maybe
20 miles,
maybe 50 if it's 500, because some of the cars do go 500 miles. Okay, I would not test it.
Those are the expensive ones. The list I gave you, keep in mind, are the cheapest electric vehicles with a range of over 250 miles per charge. That's the list I gave you. Yes, you can get one that goes 300, 400, 500 miles for 100,000. Chevy's coming out with their Silverado EV. Sticker price $101,000 for their electric truck. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? So, Jim, that's great information. Unbelievable, really. I hope people learn something.
We're saving the environment.
That's the key.
We're saving
the key. We're saving the environment.
We only worry about animals when it affects farmers down the line in California being able to water their fields, but we don't give a shit about grouses. We don't care about golden eagles. We don't care. We want that lithium for our batteries. So
we don't care about the Native American lands either. And they don't either. If the price is right.
Well, Native American lands are going to, in my opinion, the Native American lands are going to be bought. They're going to be bought, and they're going to give it because there's money.
Because you want to talk about an oppressed group of people. Honestly, I mean, it's this may not be a popular opinion. Some of that is their own fault. Okay, I mean, honest to God, they literally, have nothing, besides casinos. I get that. Some tribes are making, but those aren't the people, the actual people living on there, right? They're not really, reaping the benefit from it. Now they're just going to buy their lands because somebody offers you 2 times what you make right now. Bye. See ya. Yeah. Right. I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, and so basically instead of going to protest in Cleveland and Washington to change the name of baseball and football teams, you might want to save your lands. I don't know. That seems to me a bigger important thing. But see, this is stuff you're not going to watch. You're not going to see on CNN. They're not going to go out and do a report on this to show you. And I didn't see where this was at in the New York Times, but there's a good chance it was way in the back.
If it was even in their print version, could have been just their online version, right?
Right.
So it might not have even been in there,
so,
and so.
Yeah, so just it's all
So how about
farce.
we stop?
It
How
just
about we
is.
stop?
And
Taking away Mrs. Butterworth. How about we stop removing statues of General Lee? How about we and really focus on what is really the freaking issue? They won't do it. There's money to be made in green energy. We've discussed it. You've read it today. There's a lot of money to be made in green energy, which is a farce. It's a farce.
Well, and I don't see any of these liberals. On Facebook, I see these liberals posting all the time about, buy electric, this and that, and going out. Oh my God, the evil oil companies making all this money. And does anybody really know how much? I don't know. I just know there is a ton of money going towards this, and most of it is funded by us, the taxpayer. Right? These companies don't even have to use their own money. They profit from it and they get to keep it. But so nobody's questioning that. We all want to go after the evil oil companies and all their windfall profits, not the fact that they have to pay their employees. And like you and I talked about, it is not the safest job. It is not the cleanest job. It is a very hard job, right? And
they don't care.
But they don't care. We need it. Exactly. They don't need that much money. How many times do we have to hear that?
Exactly.
I don't need that much money. So,
Jim, what else do you have? Because, well, you've got more than I do this week. So
real quickly, let me go over Winsome Sears and we'll talk a little bit about the war and then we'll get into sports and stuff like that. But okay, for those of you who don't know, Winsome Sears was the recently elected lieutenant governor of Virginia. The big election that we just had where the governor is now a Republican, Youngkin, because basically they went against CRT.
That's correct.
Critical race theory, right? Because, there's African Americans out there that actually believe I don't want my children being
That's correct.
Racism.
Yep.
Because let the parents do that, not the schools. But anyway, Winsome Sears came to this country from Jamaica.
Correct.
At the age of 6. She served in the Marines.
Yep.
She's a Marine Corps vet.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your service. Absolutely wonderful. But in addition to her appointments, she served as vice president of the Virginia State Board of Education. Nice. Okay. And as the presidential appointee to the U.S. Census Bureau as co-chair of the African American Committee and the Advisory Committee on Women Veterans to the Secretary of Veteran Affairs. Okay. She is she's just great. She's married and has 2 daughters. Okay. Winston was first elected in 2002 to a majority Black House of Delegates district. Okay. Let me repeat that. She was, because I want to make sure I said that right. Winston was elected in 2002 to a majority Black House of Delegates district. A first for a Republican in Virginia since 1865. Yep, right. Okay, she is the first female governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Female.
Oh, not even color.
Okay, she's the first female. Yep,
lieutenant governor.
Female and the first Black female elected to a statewide office. Now, if I'm a gambling man, she was voted by a lot of Republicans. And there were a lot of white people that voted for her.
That can't be true. That can't be true.
So maybe, well, that can't be true because Republicans like Trump and all that, we're all racist. We don't like Black people. So I don't know how that's possible.
Election fraud.
Sorry, again, we're making jokes because there are African Americans that are successful, and I want them to be successful. I want all of them
everybody
to be successful.
Regardless.
Stop listening to your liberal people and listen to these conservative African Americans who figured it out.
And the media.
They don't use
excuses. Quit listening to the media. They want us divided. That's what they want.
Yep. Now, she was a former program manager for the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce and Vista Volunteer. Winsome is a trained electrician and a successful businesswoman. She is most proud of her community work, leading a men's prison ministry as a director of women's home, and she was also a director of women's homeless shelter.
I mean, she's a saint.
She holds a BA in English with a minor in economics and a master's in organizational leadership.
Wow.
Okay. With and with a concentration in government. So it's on that. But her husband, Terrence, and daughter, Katia and Janelle. And then she also has two granddaughters. So now, not only that, she wrote a book.
Did
you know that? She was a published author. It was published on September 16th, 2009. Stop being a Christian wimp. So it's pretty good read. I'm not going to go into what it's about. If you want to read it. But it's interesting in the perspective of that. But look her up. She's wonderful. It's just I just like this, and I know the two people that I talked about. Tim Scott and Winsome Sears. They're black, but it's kind of a point to show that the Republican Party is moving in that direction. Because why do you think the Democrats want all these illegals come into this country? They know they're losing a good percentage of the black vote. They're eventually going to lose that. They needed to replace it with someone else. Now, Republicans, I don't think will ever get 50% of the black vote. But I think we're going to get 20 to 25%. Now, even though they don't understand, because here's what I want to go over. The inner city, now, all the African Americans that had jobs, came off welfare under Trump, are booming right now under Biden. They're just fact checkers. Look at that one. No, see, but it's okay.
That's right.
Donald Trump's not in office. Gas prices are at record high.
It's okay.
But that's
inflation.
Okay. Russia invaded Ukraine when they never did it under Trump, but that's okay.
Inflation.
Trump's not in
the
office.
Highest.
Inflation is 8% right now, and we're heading towards hyperinflation.
Trump's not in office.
But that's okay.
As long as he's gone,
Trump's not in office.
It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
And we have a fake a man swimming in women's swimming.
We're happy.
And we're all just happy.
Kumbaya.
Singing Kumbaya because
it's a great world because Trump's not in office. Yeah. Yep. That's everything's exactly good. Right. You got China, who was about to invade Taiwan before Putin went in, but it's okay because Trump's not in office, right? Trump's not in office.
Trump's not in
exactly.
Office.
So it's crazy.
So we're hate Donald Trump. Fine.
I know.
We talked about this. You go hate him, hate his tweets, hate his attitude, hate his cockiness. But was he any different from cockiness and arrogance than Obama was? I mean, this is what is totally mind-boggling to me. Is
Trump was more vocal. Just didn't like That's Trump. It. Trump was a celebrity beforehand. Everyone's known Donald Trump. Well, Barack Obama, they snuck in on us, right?
Yeah, and where did Barack Obama move to?
Freaking Martha's Vineyard or somewhere out there to Outer Bank. I have no idea.
Not back in Chicago where he helped ruin the city.
That's fine.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. So but thank God Trump's not in office.
Things are so much better. Jim, let's talk a little bit about a Democrat that I champion, and I've kind of got you leaning in her direction, which is Tulsi Gabbard, who was a congressperson from Hawaii. She's no longer in politics, but she was running for president back in 2020. She was at the primaries. And boy, she was way too dangerous for the Democrats. She is nowhere near progressive left. So they just immediately, dismissed
She's
her.
A Manchin type.
She's even better than Manchin. Yeah.
Well, what I meant was
they don't necessarily vote party lines. But Jim, go ahead and get into why we're going to talk about Tulsi Gabbard today, and your friend Mitt Romney. Go on.
Yeah, but right now there's some people out there that are called treason's a fun word to throw around today, right? What's going on with the Democrats right now isn't treasonous.
Okay.
But what Tulsi Gabbard said. And all Tulsi Gabbard said, and I'm going to summarize this, okay, is she basically talked about these biolabs. Okay, if you haven't heard, there are some biolabs in the Ukraine. And Tulsi Gabbard made a comment that she believes that the United States helped fund the Ukraine biolabs, and testing on bio.
But where's that come from? Do you
like
think
that.
he should go like the Rubio, or is that after? Do you want to talk about him? So, yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
What happened? I don't know which happened first. I don't know if Tulsi Gabbard's comment happened first.
It happened
or not,
after,
but
Rubio's conversation. Yeah.
Okay, so we have an undersecretary called Victoria Nuland. She's undersecretary of the state for political affairs. It's a job created by the Obama administration. So there's one job created. And she was on with Marco Rubio being questioned in front of
the Senate hearings.
House or Senate, yeah. So, and she said that she is concerned about those labs falling into the hands of the Russians. She's concerned about it.
Biolabs.
Absolutely concerned about it. Well, why would she be concerned about it? Because all of those biological weapons under the Ukraine that was Russia controlled once Ukraine got its independence. Oh, they destroyed it.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
So Tulsi Gabbard just makes a simple comment that she believes that the United States, and anybody out there who doesn't think the United States has biological weapons
living under a
don't
rock.
Be stupid.
Come on, yeah.
Don't be stupid. We have them, and it's unfortunate, but we have them.
We have them because a lot of people have them. So
exactly. So
no. I was that's what she said, and that's what led to it. Yeah. And so then Mitt Romney, and again I'm going to paraphrase, is absolutely Mitt Romney, the rhino that he is absolutely saying that she should be held for treason, charged with treason because she said that.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
First of all, I think we have an amendment that covers some of this, right? Yeah, last I heard, it's the first freaking amendment. Rhino Romney, freedom of speech, and what she said is in no way near a treasonous. What's treasonous is President Biden trying to start up the nuclear Iran deal again. That's treasonous to me, So
or then Vice President Biden saying that he's going to withhold the funding money towards the Ukraine if they don't get rid of the person who's going after his son, the prosecutor that's going after his son. He was withholding the money from that, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the reason why they tried to impeach and did in the House impeach Trump when there was no evidence of that.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy, anyway, but that's kind of the whole Tulsi Gabbard thing. Honestly, people, if you don't know who she is, she's been doing a lot of interviews on Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's a big champion of hers too, and
but Tucker Carlson.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's pro Putin. That's right. He's all about Russia. What a crock of shit that is too. So,
yeah, Lindsey Graham and Mitt Romney, those two wonderful conservative Republicans that we have, are speaking out against Tucker Carlson and also the people that follow him.
That's right. We're all the
same way. We're all Putin apologists. I never liked Putin. Never trusted the guy. But and we have to bring this up before we move on to the next thing. Bill Maher, everyone's favorite leftist. I actually am starting to like the guy. He's making some sense,
isn't he?
Because he made a comment. He goes, if Trump was so tight with Putin, why didn't Putin invade Ukraine then?
Makes sense.
It's a question.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't know if you saw his interview. So Ben Shapiro of the Daily Wire, had an interview with Bill Maher. Great interview if you want to watch it. And to Bill Maher's point, he is leftist. Don't get me wrong. He's not. He was not a Trump. He did not like Trump. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't like the woke movement.
But he hates the woke movement. He hates all of this stuff that the progressive lefts are doing. And so when Ben Shapiro asked him, hey, have you changed? He goes, I haven't changed. They've changed. They've gone so far. I'm still the liberal guy that I've always been. I've always been against censorship. I've always been against this woke movement. I've always been against that stuff. But they've changed so far that it kind of makes me look like the middle guy now. And it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's absolutely true. So if you didn't see that, I would look up Ben Shapiro's interview with Bill Maher. It really is a good, it's probably one of the better interviews I've ever seen. Honestly, it's that good. So, and Ben Shapiro's a genius anyway. So, but and funny, and I just like him, and that's who he is. But that's all I got for the political world right now today, Jim. If you want to get into some sports stuff, we can. There's nothing really happening out there. Everybody is going crazy over this football free agency market. I think it's Looney Tunes. Obviously, we saw Brett Favre sign a ridiculous contract. Who's the damn receiver that Jacksonville just signed? CJ? Christian Kirk. For what is 4 years, $84 million?
A number two
receiver. I mean, which has now set the whole receiver market in a frenzy, right? Because
T. Higgins is
nice.
Going.
Thanks, Jacksonville.
And even before that, Justin Jefferson's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Minnesota.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate that. It's gotten on, and there's salary caps. They have every right to sign them to that. That's absolutely fine. You're limited to the cap and the amount you're allowed to, utilize without paying penalty, right? That's
no,
you can't go over it, right? It's not like you can't go over it. All right.
You cannot go over it. I don't know what happens if
maybe I'm thinking of something like luxury tax or something like that. That's baseball. Yep, correct.
That's baseball. If you go over a certain amount, you have to pay a tax.
Which the Yankees and Dodgers don't give a shit if they pay the tax.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They make that in jersey sales alone.
Exactly. So, what do you want to talk about in this free agency? What big moves do you want to talk about?
Well, right now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm actually, I think they're overpaying for some people, but you got to be impressed with what Jacksonville's doing. I mean, you've got and I don't know. Look, I don't know if it's a whole Burrow thing or whatever, but I guess if you have your quarterback that you believe is your franchise quarterback, you got to get him stuff, right? And I think that's what Jacksonville's doing. I think they're really going after to say, okay, Trevor, we're going to give you everything. I mean, their receiving core is never going to be Cincinnati's receiving core. Let's be honest. Okay. Maybe in a couple years, but not now. Even with Kirk, he maybe be the third or fourth receiver on Cincinnati's team, right? Or even maybe the third or fourth on Dallas. Someone like that, Well, not since Cooper left. He might be in top. But anyway, you look at that and think, okay, they're doing something. The Jets are crazy. The Jets are crazy. Because you and I talked about this the other day. The AFC is gonna be scary. I mean, you look in the NFC and you got three teams. Yep. Right. Yep. That's it. I'm sorry. That's it.
Tampa.
You may have
one. We got Tampa, Green Bay, and
Tampa,
and the Rams.
Maybe
San Francisco.
And the Rams only for another 2. Well, it depends what they do at quarterback.
Yeah, true.
But you look at that, and then you look at the AFC.
Stacked.
You've got right now the favorite. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's Buffalo, followed by
maybe
Kansas
San Diego,
City, and then I don't believe this. Now I haven't seen updated since San Diego's done it, but it's Buffalo, Kansas City, Denver.
That's crazy.
Then
Russell
Cincinnati.
Wilson, they're saying. I mean, the whole Denver thing's a whole Russell.
Right.
I'm not sold on that.
And I don't. When they sold one of their best gave one of their tight end away.
Yeah, I'm just not sold on it. But
I don't know. I've never been a huge Russell Wilson fan. I never have. That team, when he won the Super Bowl, that defense was the Legion of Boom, right? I mean, that's what or Doom, whatever they called it. That was
now
all.
You look at San Diego though. Here's who they've signed. Their defense: Austin Johnson, Sebastian Joseph Day, which I'm not familiar with him. Okay, but Khalil Mack in a trade that just Chicago got ripped off on, and J.C. Jackson. I mean, cornerback. That guy's solid.
To go with Derwin James and Joey.
That's what I'm saying. The only problem they had was defense. They had no offensive problem. I mean, they re-signed Mike Williams. That was a big thing. That was
big.
But I'm telling you, San Diego. I don't see Kansas City overtaking San Diego. And of course,
I think Kansas City is.
I do too.
Step back. I think teams are catching.
I do too.
But look, you've got. Let's look at the AFC East, right? You've got Buffalo, and New England's going to be there because they're coaching, and Mac Jones is his style of quarterback. So they're going to be good. Still don't know what Miami's going to be yet. The Jets, they're a couple years away from being something, right? AFC North. I mean, outside of
my team,
you look at the. If you look at the rosters, all right, just look at the rosters. Okay, let's just look at the rosters. That is a tough division.
It's a tough division.
All right, now you got to look at the quarterback because that's the key in all these teams out there, right? That's what you got to look at. But just because Cleveland has Baker Mayfield doesn't mean Cleveland is terrible. I mean, Cleveland was 2 weeks into the season away from possibly being a playoff team. I mean,
and in the previous year, they were a one defensive hold away from going to the AFC Championship.
So the AFC North is because if Pittsburgh figures out their quarterback,
Mitch Trubisky
with that defense, are going to be tough. So AFC South, unless Indianapolis trades for a quarterback, it's going to be the Titans.
And just breaking news today that the only team Baker Mayfield wants to be traded to is Indianapolis.
Okay, well, and Indianapolis needs a quarterback.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
So, and then of course the AFC. Well, we already talked about the West. Who
wants to be in that? We already talked about that. I mean, poor Oakland, or Las Vegas.
I'm glad we're not playing the AFC West.
Who do we play our division? Who do we play again? We
play the AFC
that's hard enough.
East. We play the AFC East, and we play the NFC
Can you tell
South.
me why Miami signed Teddy Bridgewater? Do they really? Are they? Does that make sense to you?
They have never. Why draft?
Why draft Tua?
Why draft him if you're not going to give him a chance? I mean, he doesn't throw the ball down the field. I don't know if it's because of him or the play calling. I don't know. I'm not there. But
do you want to hear a fun fact?
Do
you want to hear a fun fact about Miami and Tua? How do you say his last name again?
Tua
Tagovailoa. That's how you say it. Yes, that sounds just like
it's tongue.
Just like that sounds just like that city in China you were talking about. What's a Miami? Do you know that last year? So they were 9-8, right? That was their record, 9-8. All 9 wins. This is an odd stat. All 9 wins by Miami were against teams with a quarterback with an O in their name. All 8 losses, a quarterback without an O. Look it up.
Really?
Google it. Is that a weird stat or what? What does that mean?
That's a stat of the day.
That's right, people. That's useless information. Useless information, but there you have it. Anyway,
But the AFC, I kind of want Cincinnati to get switched into the NFC
somewhere right now. Right now you do. Right now you do.
Because right now I feel really good about what they did with the line.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to do better. They're still gonna add to the line.
Great in the line.
But look, I mean, look at Buffalo, look at Kansas City, look at San Diego. I personally think San Diego becomes the team to beat. That's my opinion.
I think so. I think so.
And only because, and the only reason I say that is because I like Cincinnati's defense and I like their I love their offense, right? But the defense has tendencies to, forget where they're at.
Well, it's like any team. It's going to be hard for Cincinnati to get back to the Super Bowl because it's always hard for a team to get there, right? Especially in the AFC, especially they got the third hardest schedule coming up next year.
Yeah.
If they make it, then that's not that they're not for real. They're totally for real. But what I'm saying is that, there's more film on them now. There's more tendencies coaches can pick out, right? It makes it harder. So it makes your coaching staff have to be a little bit ahead. And I'm a little worried about that more than anything.
Yeah, me too.
So
Look, I am not sold on our coaches. I'm not. You know that. I talked to you about it. Anna Murillo, the defensive coordinator. I do like the offensive coordinator, but the defensive coordinator and the head coach. We'll see. They spent a lot of draft capital last year on offensive linemen, and they never developed.
Correct.
And they've got Frank Pollock, who's supposed to be this guru. All I know is they do get Buffalo and Kansas City at home,
which is nice.
So that's a good thing. So, but they could take a step back. I mean, it's the NFL, for crying out loud. It happens. One injury. One injury in one key position could hurt any team. It happens all the time.
And you've got a multiple potential problems with what could be an injury. I mean, you could have Burrow go down, right? That's just terrible. That's right. You could have Jamar Chase go down. That would be terrible. You can't get that production back with a backup. You can't, no matter what team you are. Same thing. We're picking San Diego might be the team. Herbert goes down, they're done. I think they're done. So
yeah. And keep in mind though, San Diego, with what they're doing, they're doing what the Rams did.
Oh yeah.
All right. They're building to win in the next 2 years, because once Herbert's salary comes up, you're not going to be able to afford those players.
You don't think he stays in San Diego?
And that's another
Herbert.
Who? Oh yeah, Herbert stay. He's going to get the huge contract.
They're not able to get to anybody else. Yeah, at that point. Correct.
Right.
Okay.
And I guarantee you, these players that they're picked up now are going to be released in 2 years to save cap.
Or they're signed to 1 or 2 year deals, anyways.
I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. $50 million a year.
50.
That's what, 1/4, 1/5 of the cap.
Correct.
It's like, and then he's going to complain if they don't surround him with talent.
That's what's going to happen. He's going to bitch and whine about it.
Because now this next year and the year after, Kansas City, unless Mahomes restructures his contract, which I don't think his new wife is going to let him. God, she's something else.
She is.
He should have went. Yeah. Anyway, but eventually that contract is
exactly.
Okay, why were Indianapolis and why were New England Patriots so good for all those years?
Well,
because Peyton Manning deferred, as did Tom Brady. They were never the highest paid quarterback.
Never were.
Because they needed the offensive line, they needed the position
players, receivers, they needed all that, tight ends, they needed all. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And so, Aaron Rodgers is a douche. He's just a first class douche to me.
He'll come up later.
And of course, baseball, Jim, do you want to talk? I'm glad it's back. Thank you for bringing it back. I still don't agree with the shift rule, Jim. Look at it this way.
It's not till next year.
So I do have to worry about next year, dummy. What I'm saying.
Next year, but not this year.
Oh my God. Oh, so we can't talk about it. I love your way.
I like it. I hate it. It's
just like the lithium battery people. It's like, we don't have to worry about it 300 years from now.
We're letting all the nerds we made fun of when we were in school run.
So here's the same respect. No two D-back defenses because a quarterback can't throw that far. So no double teaming because that's not fair because this quarterback isn't accurate.
What sport's that?
Football, dummy. I'm saying, what if they did that? Okay, no more double teaming because the quarterback isn't as accurate.
It's
the same as you can't have the shift because this batter he can't pull a ball or he can't place his hit.
Now look, you and I both agree that you're a Major League Baseball hitter. Learn to hit the other. Okay, I get it. I completely
You're a multi-million-dollar baseball player. Learn to hit the other way.
But I mean, I'm tired of only seeing 8 players batting over 300.
Let them cork. Well, then why don't we just let them cork the bats?
Who says they're not? I don't know. I don't make their bats for it.
Get better at what you do. Get better at what you do.
I'm not questioning that. I'm not questioning that. I hate it. I hate the shift. I hate it. It's not baseball. Because I think there was a statistic out there in Tampa Bay, the shortstop, I can't remember his name, but the great shortstop that they just signed. that he spent more time at second than he did at short. I don't. I'm sorry. That's not baseball. Just like the DH in the National League, it's not baseball.
Where is he going to stand now?
Well, what they're going to do is if everything stays the way it is starting next year, it's going to be they can shift after the pitch is thrown. So obviously he's going to shade closer. He's going to
be just right of second base, and as soon as the guy throws it, he's jumping over to the other side.
But still, you're still going to have to teach these. It's hard to say to teach these Major League Baseball players to hit the other way.
Yeah.
And maybe you got to go back into high school.
Yeah, maybe
because maybe at the high school, maybe they need to learn how to open up their hips. And how many times did we learn that? Open up your hips and hit it the other way.
Of course.
Or not open.
Wait for about and be patient and wait for your pitch. You know,
just put it the other way, and it's.
Tuck your arms, pull it inside or down the left field line because they pulled the shift on. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. I was not a great baseball player, but I could take the pitch the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a curveball that's on the outside, okay, I'm going to right field with it. I'm not going to try to pull it.
Stupid.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they can't do it now. So I would like to see it differently. Look, baseball's back. I like the minor league team the Reds are going to have out there this year. It's really exciting me because in 5 years we're going to be dominant.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, as soon as those contracts come up and they trade them away anyway,
and then they're going to be gone. Okay. Yeah. So, but I won't bore everybody with the Reds because I'm still going to be a fan, but it hurts. It hurts a little bit.
To me, there is so far less diversity in baseball than there is football. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not talking about racial diversity. I'm talking about the salary cap.
It's a salary cap.
And so to me, it's like, fix that before you fix the shift. Come on, Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, you'll never have a salary cap.
You never will. I know.
Ever.
Jim, is that it for sports? Because I don't know.
Yeah, the tournament's starting. Yeah. Have you filled the bracket out yet?
I have not. You
probably need to get going.
Better do that today, right? Indiana won last night. Congratulations to your Hoosiers for.
Yeah, and I think I feel pretty good about the next game, but after that, UCLA.
St. Mary's is tough, man. They're playing St. Mary's.
Well, no, I get it. I feel good about it. I didn't say they're going to win. I feel good about it because all the Indiana fans that were complaining that we got screwed, we should have been somewhere else. Well, I like where we're at. I mean, we had a play-in game against Wyoming, winnable game, and we won. Then we go on to play. Now we do have to fly out to Portland, but we play St. Mary's, and it's a winnable game. Okay, it's a winnable game. After that, when you've got the defending Final Four team in your East bracket, that is a fifth seed.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that is tough. Kentucky's in it, Purdue's in it, and it's tough. I mean, it's a very tough bracket. I don't see him going past that. I know I've got Facebook friends that think Indiana's going to make the Sweet 16. I hope so. I really do.
They're talented enough to make the Sweet 16, if you ask me.
They can't. They can't shoot the three.
Guard play.
When you're only hitting huge. When you're only hitting 2 or 3 points, 2 or 3 threes a game. I mean, that's why they lost to Iowa. They only lost by 3, but Iowa made 15, and Indiana made 4, 5. So, as dominant as they are on the inside, it's taken away because the teams hit threes. So, I just like. I'm not going to pick Gonzaga because I don't know what it is about them. They get there and then they just can't. They just can't do it. I did watch Arizona for the first time in the Pac-12 championship game. That team looks solid.
Super solid.
That is a solid team. Iowa, I'm telling you, don't sleep on
it. Here's the problem I think I have with Iowa is I think they're outside the 150 mark on defense. And I think they're ranking.
They are.
They're ranking. Great. And so I don't think there's been any team that has been outside of 150 in defense that has won the national best.
It'll be
so I think both Iowa.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to win the title.
Iowa and Purdue are both that team. They're not. They're outside the 150 mark. But
and Purdue fans out there are going to get mad at me.
Who cares?
This Purdue team has just as much talent as Gonzaga, as Baylor, as Kentucky, all these teams. What's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
The coaching.
Yep.
Matt Painter, he can recruit. He's a great recruiter. But when he has to coach to win a big game,
choke time.
This team should be a Final Four team. There is no excuse. They've got inside play. They got outside play. They're good defense at times. They do have their lack of defense. But this team should be a Final Four team. I don't want to see it.
They couldn't even win the Big Ten. So,
yeah. And so I think it's wide open, just like it is every year. I know no one likes the transfer portal, but it really does make it. It does
make it interesting, and I'm telling you, I think it's wider open this year. It has been such a weird year. You know, when you have one week when the top 6 lose, or top 7, wasn't it? All in 1 week, like the first 6 teams lose. You know, that's a weird year, man. So anything could happen. Jim, let's go into our top 5, man. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for this. Who goes first this time?
I can go first, I think.
Yeah, because
I think
you were saying
movies. It was movies. You went first.
Jim. All right. Take it easy.
No,
take it easy, buddy. All right, I got you.
Anyway, this was. Do we want to read Friends?
First of all, no. We'll read those after. My brother-in-law, though, I briefly forgot to tell you, Billy, he said that the reason we didn't have video is because we weren't wearing hats and the glare was too bright, so the video didn't come through.
Possibly.
None of that's true. But and
I'm a little mad at him.
He's an asshole. Why are you mad at him?
Because Brokeback Mountain was not my top movie.
Off air it was. You told me off air it was.
I don't even know if I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it. I can't.
I will admit that I watched it. Like me and Sherry, we watched Sherry. Oh boy, we watched it.
That's okay. Yeah. I've done it many times.
We've watched it, you know, and not more than once.
See,
it's uncomfortable. That's all.
Yeah, I can't be gay, be who you're gonna be. I don't care. I really don't. I get made fun of all the time about this because it's like, oh yeah, right. So I can watch. I'm gonna get in trouble, Mom. I hope you're not listening. I can watch 2 women and 2 girls. I can watch them kiss. I can, it doesn't bug me. I cannot watch 2 guys kiss. I can't, like Game of Thrones, one of our favorite shows we watched. Yeah. When they had, Loris and Renly, I couldn't watch it. It's like fast forward.
You know what's weird? What's weird to me is you immediately recalled both their names.
I've seen the series 3 times. Okay,
probably that scene. You probably paused it on that scene.
No, I don't know if I've ever seen the full scene.
You've probably watched it again.
There was probably some key moments in those that had something to do with the rest of the show, and I wouldn't
not those moments, really, honestly. But
all right, so our top 5.
Were your pants up when you watched it? That's all I need to know.
Yes, they were. Sorry. They were up in triple tie, triple belted, and everything.
Sorry, Miss. Sorry.
And as a matter of fact, I think it all went inside.
Sorry, Mrs. Jim. Sorry, Mrs. Jim. Okay. Go on. Top 5 hair bands, right? Of hair band
top
songs.
5 songs
of the 80s, Jim.
And
80s.
Man, this was tough.
This
was tough.
Super tough.
So I'm going to go with my
honorable
mentions. Okay. Dokken, huge Dokken fan. Yep. So Dream Warriors and Burning Like a Flame.
Terrible choices. Go on.
They were just awesome. Just awesome. Okay. Summertime Girls by YNT. Don't know if you've ever heard it.
I have.
God, that's a good summer song. Good summer. Roll the windows down. Remember back in the 80s, you're driving, with your hand around your girl.
Manually rolling the windows down. Remember that?
Yeah, manually rolling. Wasp, Wild Child.
Very good one.
I don't know if I love that song. And I had to go back more from their first album, but Def Leppard Photograph.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I think that was more of a yes, they did Hysteria. That album was great. I think it was a little too
poppy, pop rocky.
It was a little too mainstream.
Yeah,
mainstream and stuff. So,
well, you got
good songs on it.
You got to think about it. I mean, the drummer only had one arm at that point, so. How much rocking can you do?
And I had to throw Cherry Pie by Warrant.
I love it. She's my cherry pie.
I mean, you could have, I mean, AC/DC. I mean, it's
endless.
Quite right.
It's endless.
Yeah, it's all these songs.
Jim, I wonder if any of ours are going to match.
I doubt.
Okay.
So now, my numbers. I have 6.
You cheated this week, and I didn't.
Yep, I cheated this week because I couldn't decide between these two. So
bastard.
At 1985 from the album Down for the Count, Y&T, All American Boy.
Okay.
I'm just a fun loving all. I mean, it's just that song again. Roll your windows down again manually, and just listen to that. That is a great song. I just like it. And then tied or number 5, it tied at 5 was going to be Painkiller by Judas Priest, but that song was in 1990.
1990.
So yep. So I went with Breaking the Law.
Breaking the Law. Breaking the Law.
1980. It barely made it.
Barely. I knew it was. Oh, I knew it was right there. So
British Steel album. British Steel album. I mean, Breaking Judas Priest. Rob Halford. Just I love it. Have you heard Johnny Be Good by Judas Priest?
No, I don't. Maybe I don't think so. Oh, maybe I did a while ago, good. But not in a while.
You know Chuck Berry's.
I know the song.
Johnny Be Good. They redid it for the movie Johnny Be Good.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The movie with Anthony Michael Hall, where he's that star quarterback. It was great. They did very well. Okay, number 4, 1984. The album was Sign In Please. I'm not going to do rankings. I went out and did it because we're running short on time. So, Turn Up the Radio by Autograph.
Nice.
I love that song. It's just number 3.
Yeah, go on. It's all just come to your head, man.
I'm serious. You just start.
Yeah.
And number 3, barely again making it, 1989 from the album Dr. Feelgood, Kickstart My Heart, Motley Crue.
Yep.
I just love that song, and it was on Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, I know.
Night, so
I know.
You've
gone a little different direction than I've gone. But you'll see.
So
yeah,
number 2. 1988 from the Open Up and Say Ah album. Nothing But a Good Time, Poison. I love that song.
Don't say it, but there's another song on that album that's made my top 5.
Yeah.
So go on. Yep.
Oh, did it? Okay, cool.
So, yep.
All right. And then number 1, if you guys were paying attention to my top 10,
I know.
If anybody knows me at all, 1985 from the greatest album, Under Lock and Key.
Not true.
In My Dreams by Docket.
Great song.
The solo by George Lynch in there is just
great
absolutely
song.
Second to none.
Don't get me wrong. Great song.
Number one.
That's a good. It's a solid list. You know.
Well, you can't go wrong.
I don't think you can go wrong. Now there's little different. Good list, Jim. Good list. I also have rankings. I won't get in them because we're short of time as well. But honorable mentions. Let's start off.
Yep.
Round and Round by Rat.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Anything by
Rat. Mental Health, Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
Gypsy Road, Cinderella. Rock You Like a Hurricane, Scorpions. Bringing On the Heartbreak, Def Leppard. So that's a different,
good song.
And Jump by Van Halen. So
very cool.
Very cool.
With David Lee Roth.
Yes, that's the Van Halen. Sammy Hagar's not Van Halen.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But
he's okay. He's not Van Halen.
Yeah.
So number 5, probably one of the best, like, up your ass songs written is Nobody's Fool by Cinderella. I just love that song, man.
How can you not?
How can you not?
I mean,
how can you not?
Now, in our future where we want to go maybe with power ballads.
I know I have some of those. I have some of those.
This is song.
I know.
This is top song.
Top song.
That is a great song.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
It's a great song. I personally am much more a Cinderella fan than I probably even realized. You know what I mean? I don't have them on here again. I had them on honorable mention. But anyways, my number 4 and iconic riff, classic lyrics. Listen, brother, it's pure gold and you're going to hate it. 1987, Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses. I know. When you hear the start of that song, every human being on earth knows what it is. That's
I know.
Classic.
It's
classic.
sorry,
Amazing. Amazing.
I don't like Guns N' Roses.
Probably the single best ballad of the decade. Honestly, Sweet Child of Mine. Let's be honest. If you had this ballad,
every rose has its thorn.
Wait a second.
Well, I didn't know.
My number 3, dickhead. Every rose has its thorn. 1988 Poison.
Awesome.
That probably is the biggest ballad of the decade. Let's be honest. I mean, let's be honest.
Michaels.
I did. I got a little note here that says he wrote the song in a laundromat on the road after suspecting that his girlfriend at the time was cheating on him. He wrote it in a laundromat
for a guy that could have anybody he wants. That's respectful.
That's respectful. There. He really liked that one,
even though he probably cheated on her the night before.
He probably did, or at the laundromat. He probably did. Number 2, 1982. I think the greatest guitar riff in the history of guitar riffs.
In my dreams.
No One Like You, Scorpions. Great song. I mean, it's just great song. And my number 1, 1985. So to me, it might have been one of the most influential ballads because people were doing ballads before it, but then everybody started we got to have a ballad. We got to have a ballad. Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue.
I was just going to say.
Yep.
See, you ruined. I didn't put any ballads in there because I want to have a top 5 power ballads. I already know your top 3 now.
I would like for you to kiss my ass. It was any song, hair band, song of the 80s.
I know. I did not put because Love of a Lifetime.
Yeah.
By Firehouse.
And that's why I was saying, we went a different direction, but because I like those as opposed to now my favorite song is not by a band ever, but it's by, and I don't even remember the year. I didn't even look it up. But one of my favorite songs of all time is Rainbow in the Dark by Ronnie James Dio. That to me is one of my favorite songs.
It's on my playlist. I listened to it just the other day.
It is
amazing
song.
Yeah.
I don't know what year.
Look, I mean,
but I think I
got a lot of Wasp.
Yeah.
Wasp isn't everybody's cup of tea.
Oh no,
but I love Wasp.
I know
Iron Maiden could have been.
Listen. Because I went more hair band than I did heavy metal.
Right.
And I think of them as heavy metal. So that's why I didn't have them in there. By my top 5 band list, I love Iron Maiden.
Look, I can't argue.
Mine is Guns N' Roses because you don't like them. I get it. Yeah.
But
iconic though. You gotta.
Yeah, I think I would have had Every Rose Has Its Thorn in my top 5.
Sorry about that.
If I would have went that route.
I mean, we didn't.
No,
really,
perfect.
It's rules.
I mean,
we didn't really do rules.
It's a great song.
It is a great song.
Home Sweet Home. Home Sweet Home is. I mean, how
can you not? I mean, just how do you not? We got some people that sent in some stuff. Do you want to read them?
Yeah. I'll go. Lori, and I can go ahead and tell her that this is my wife.
Yep.
She finally sent. Well, she sent us a couple lists, but this one's a good one. I'm surprised. Maybe she listened to me because I told her I don't really want to allow Nelson on here.
Yeah.
Because she likes Nelson.
Yeah.
Her number 5 was AC/DC. You Shook Me All Night Long.
Yep.
And maybe might be something says something about me.
Maybe.
So, number 4, Kiss, Heaven's on Fire.
Oh, beautiful.
Good.
Great.
I think it wasn't that the first album without their makeup?
I think so.
It wasn't that?
I mean,
it
think
was
so.
close.
It was pretty close. Yeah.
And then here because she loves this group.
Yeah.
As do you. And it's number 3, Cinderella, Shake Me.
Yeah. Great song. Like I said, Cinderella could have been.
From Cinderella.
I do too. I think so too. I think they were underrated almost in a way.
You take voices, right? And you can't. Rob Horford's voice, you just cannot repeat.
Correct.
I don't know his name, but Cinderella's lead singer, you can't.
It's gritty. It's so gritty.
Yes.
And
he does it so well. Number 2 was Def Leppard's Armageddon.
Yeah, got it.
Good song. Yep. And then number 1, gotta love her. It's number 1 is In My Dreams by Doc.
Yep.
And she did put a note in there. Yeah. She liked Dockin' before we got married. She wanted to make sure that was in
that
there.
was in there. Exactly. I'm going to read.
Do you want to go over some?
Yeah. We'll kind of alternate here for a little bit. I've got, Billy, he sent in the list and he's got, I guess I could have, because he's got number 5. He's got Holy Diver by Dio. I mean, it's such a great album and great song. Yes. I mean, he is so good, but of course I had Scorpions in there. That's all him too. But, Fade to Black, Metallica, 1984. So he went heavier, which is great.
Yep.
Nobody's Fool, Cinderella is number 3. Yeah. Seek and Destroy by Metallica is number 2. It's a great song. Come on. It's heavy. Yeah. It's not hair bandy, but it's heavy.
Right.
And then
I said heavy.
And then Shout at the Devil, Motley Crue, 1983. Yeah. Great. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Insert
Motley Crue song here. You can't go wrong with that. So, Jim, go ahead and get some in there.
A good friend of mine, Dave. Number 5, another good ballad from Poison, Something to Believe in.
Yep.
That's a great song. Number 4, Mirror, Mirror, Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Number 3, Rock and Roll Party in the Streets by Axe. That's a
different one.
That's
a different one.
Jelly Roll from Blue Murder. I'm going to be honest with you. I have
no idea.
Never heard of it.
No idea.
And then number 1, Forever Free by Wasp.
Okay.
It's
all right.
That's great song.
That's good. That's good. Sonari sent in a list. She said, I remember you, Skid Row. Good. Skid Row was great.
Skid Row was very
Skid Row. Bach was again
that voice.
That's right. I mean, they all were so the same yet different. You know what I mean? They all had their own. Animal by Def Leppard. Still of the Night, White Snake. So that's our first White Snake on there. Good one. Sometimes She Cries, Warrant. And then Headed for a Heartbreak, Winger. Yeah. So,
Okay,
so Winger, I mean, that's all good. She even said, can you tell I like power ballads? Yeah. I think a lot of people did, to be honest with you. So,
Lori had a White Snake as an honorable mention.
She did. Okay.
Now, a friend of ours, Narissa, that we know real well, her honorable mentions were Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses, and then More Than Words from Extreme. Very good song.
Yeah.
Very good power ballad.
Yep.
Number 5, The Ballad of Jane, LA Guns.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Number 4, I'll Be There For You by Bon Jovi.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I Remember You by Skid Row.
Yep.
Number 2, Don't Treat Me Bad by Firehouse. Great song.
It's a great song.
Great song. And then number 1, Something to Believe in by Poison.
Yeah. I mean, solid. Petro Rock, here's your list. Number 5, Unchained, Van Halen. 4, and he put Tough because they had quite a few. Yeah, it's true. Living on a Prayer, John Bon Jovi. So Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer was his 4th. His 3rd is Round and Round by Rat. I mean,
I love it.
How can you not? Number 2, Rock of Ages, Def Leppard. Another classic one. And the number 1, and you like this song for a reason, Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses. That's his number 1 favorite. The
only song I can kind of listen to. So
shut up.
From Matt, and actually, I gotta tell you, his sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah.
His number 5, Kickstart My Heart,
yeah.
Motley Crue. Number 4, I Want to Rock, Twisted Sister.
Wow, that's the first one. Yeah.
Smooth Up In Ya by the Bullet Boys.
Yeah.
That's a very good song.
Crazy.
Number 2 was Turn Up the Radio by Autograph.
Yep.
Number 1, Round and Round by Rat.
Yep, that's good.
Do you have another one?
I do not. Nope, do you?
Okay, I want to finish these 2 because I need to.
Please.
Michelle, and I joked with her, surprising that Bon Jovi wasn't all 5 of them.
Yeah.
But she said she had to give other people some love.
Yeah.
So number 5, Every Rose Has Its Thorn, Poison. 4, High Enough, Damn Yankees.
Oh, great song.
Great song.
God, yeah.
Number 3, I'll Be There For You by Bon Jovi. Number 2, Never Say Goodbye, Bon Jovi. She's a huge Bon Jovi fan.
Apparently.
And then number 1, I Remember You by Skid Row.
Yep. Okay.
And Jerry, he doesn't have the order, so I'm just going to go from the bottom up. So Cherry Pie by Warrant. Talk Dirty to Me by Poison.
Yep.
Bang Your Head.
Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot. Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. And Hot for Teacher, Van Halen.
Oh, great. Great.
Yeah.
Great list.
All great songs.
All great songs.
I could have.
Thank you, everyone who provided them too. It's super appreciated.
Thanks.
But yeah,
everyone except for Guns N' Roses, I would have on my playlist.
Yeah. I mean, it's it is what it is. I get it. But it's a great next week. What's the top 5 going to be? Top 5.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Top 5 Netflix series.
Oh, that's right, because you always have the stupid top 5s.
Top 5 Netflix series. So my AOC of the week changed to a Big Schumer. Guess who it is?
Me.
You asshole.
But yeah, definitely. We know everybody watched Netflix series. So
we know you do.
It will be a good one.
It will be a good.
I was just kidding you. This is going to be a good one.
When we say that, is it going to be just top 5 like comedies, dramas, anything? Top 5 Netflix series.
Look, everybody binge watches Netflix, right? They have their series on. Yeah. So anything, comedy, anything, just on there.
So Netflix series. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. And we'll send out on our Facebook asking for it.
We will. Hey, Jim, do you want to go into our AOCs real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
You got a Big Schumer. You want to go first, or?
Yeah, I want to do it.
That's the first time you've heard you got a Big Schumer in it.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to go different because I'm just look. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are my Big Schumers of the week. Shut up. Yep. It's the leagues. You don't have the league talking about you so now you're going to come back and you're going to say something.
To Tom Brady's credit, I mean, gas prices have gotten high. He had to go back to work. So just so you know.
And maybe he's tired of being with Giselle. But it's like, look, I got to tell you, don't say you're going to retire.
Yeah.
If you're on the bubble, because now we talked for an entire week when he retired.
Yep.
Nothing but Tom Brady.
Yep.
And now it's Tom Brady.
I know.
He's back. And it's like, stop.
He should have stayed retired.
These two are egomaniacs. Mm-hmm. And look, I think Tom Brady's the greatest. Yep. I think he is the best quarterback ever. And I actually like him.
Yeah.
I like how he handles it.
Me too.
But this particular incident,
mm-hmm.
he and Aaron Rodgers are my Big Schumers.
I agree. I was
tired.
That was quick and true to the point, and I agree. You had 2 Big Schumers, which you've had 2 Big Schumers before.
Yep.
So
according to you,
mine is so mine's. What would you call this? Mine's the USA Today. You'll know why, but mine is a USA Today. That's my AOC-ish Big Schumer Corporation of the week, right?
Yep.
So why the USA Today? You might. Well, thanks for asking, Jim.
Why
they came out with their list for Woman of the Year. Okay.
Oh no.
Yes, and who made their list of Woman of the Year? None other than Dr. Rachel Levine. Shut up, and I know our audience knows it, but Dr. Rachel Levine made Woman of the Year. Who is Dr. Rachel Levine? For those who don't know, she was the Pennsylvania Secretary of Health and the state's Physician General. Dr. Rachel Levine now heads the Department of Health and Human Services as appointed by your president, Joseph Biden. So what? Who cares? So she made woman.
What?
She made.
I know who it is.
Yeah. So you're asking yourself, so what? Why does it matter that USA Today has nominated Dr. Rachel Levine as a candidate for Woman of the Year? Again, Jim, glad you asked. That's because Dr. Rachel Levine's real name is Richard Levine. Mm-hmm. That's right, people.
Yep.
That's right, people. And you know her, him, and you've seen him, her, him before.
And he does not look like a her.
Dr. Levine underwent transition surgery back in 2011. So to his credit, not that the person isn't qualified for the position that they're in. She's a pediatrician who graduated from Harvard and Tulane University, completed his and her residency at Mount Sinai Medical Center, and is also a professor at Penn State, where Jerry Sandusky was, I think. Anyways, that may not have anything to do with it. I'm just saying.
Maybe that's why he changed.
I do not know. We speculate, people. We report, you decide. That's how it works.
That's right. That's exactly
right. All of this is fantastic. She's military service, the qualifications, everything is perfect.
Right.
Except she's a dude. Right. And so now she has been nominated by the USA Today for Woman of the Year. women out there, I'll ask the women in the audience, does this empower you more? Are you more empowered by this? Man, woman.
I'm surprised it wasn't Leah Thomas, to be honest with you.
Well, I saw that. She's expected to win. I don't even know what to say about it. Again, I am not a transphobe. I'm not any of that stuff.
Right.
I just think when this happens and somebody is nominated, now she hasn't won yet. Dr. Levine has not won Women of the Year. That will be a different story if that happens. Because the fact that this person who is not, this is USA Today, who gives a shit, it's not some prestigious award, but the point is there's an actual biological female that should be in that list, that now is being taken by this transgender person. Have I gone on too long about the transgender?
No, because
I do every week. Yeah. Go on.
You said the comment that I think is important.
Yeah.
Ladies out there who think this is great, this is wonderful, people let them be who they want to be. When all of your records and all of your important positions in from here on out, the first woman to do this, the first woman to do that, the first woman to do this, the first woman to do that is actually a man.
Yep.
You guys aren't going to tolerate that.
You're not going to tolerate it.
I guarantee you the now women aren't going to tolerate it.
Correct.
They're not, because it's like, no, that's not a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right. Look, the women's records in the Olympics could be destroyed if Leah Thomas is allowed to participate.
Yep.
Only if she's going against old Russian-style swimmers. Because then who knows who has more testosterone, right?
That's right. That's right.
But it's going to set records all over the place. So Leah Thomas is going to be the record holder for all women Olympics.
Yep.
But
what does that do?
So,
what does that do for you when this kind of thing is continuing? This cannot do anything but set back women's movements. I mean, let's be honest.
I think it is.
This is ridiculous.
Look, be who you want to be.
Be who you want to be.
Exactly. Don't compete in women's sports because you think you're a man who want to be a woman.
Don't accept Women of the Year awards, Caitlyn Jenner, because you all of a sudden decided that's what you wanted to be.
Right.
It's just not fair. It's not a fair system. And so, but we're supposed to accept it, Jim. You've got to accept it. That's how the world is now. It's the new world. And women can be men and men can be women and dogs can love cats. And,
and I'm going to go buy an electric car.
That's right. It's the new world.
And it saves the environment.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
who cares about those grouse.
And to bring it back full circle, we've learned that everything we talked about today is Putin's fault. So,
or because Trump's not president.
Because Trump's not president. That's right. It's good because Trump's not president, it's bad because it's Putin's fault. Jim, awesome episode. Thank you so much for the research on the lithium stuff. That's very interesting. I hope people out there found it interesting because it really is.
Your story on the gas because I think it's a different. Look, we present things differently than what they see.
Yeah,
because anybody can turn on the television or the radio and listen and see, hey, gas prices are high. Really?
Yeah.
Well, but when you have somebody blaming the gas prices on a specific incident, and though it may have something to do with higher gas prices, it's not the reason, because the reason, as you pointed out, was a year before.
Far before any of that happened. So it's crazy. But find us on YouTube, people. Hopefully the video's up. No guarantees. But you'll definitely hear us. But hopefully the video's up this week. And find us on YouTube and on Rumble. We do have an Instagram page. I'm still learning all this stuff.
Yeah.
Jim's working on
a website.
Jim's working diligently on that. This is Jim's responsibility. I've left him. I've left this.
Do we want to call the website Two Guys, One Coup?
Well, Jim, I think we should talk about this off here. But why would we call it anything but that?
Okay, so Two Guys, One Coup, Abbott and Costello. So we'll
what are we calling it? I mean, what else would we call it?
Well, somebody else might have it.
Somebody else does not have it. I checked. And if somebody else gets it now, I'm going to kill it. It's been patented. It's been trademarked. So good luck in it.
All right.
Anyways, find us on all these things. We will have a website. We'll be back next week, I think, right? We'll be back with episode 16. We appreciate everyone's support. For contributing in the top fives and all that other stuff that we do here.
And listening.
and listening and subscribing and sharing and all the other stuff.
And a quick reminder, our friend, the Conservitude, if you get a chance to watch him, Mark, definitely do.
Mark Kramer at the Conservitude. He's very good, Jim. You've
very jealous. Very jealous of his voice. Very jealous. I mean, it's
no good son of
the
a
man.
bitch.
It's great to listen to him. It really is.
Yeah, he was born with one of those voices, and you and I were born with good looks. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
That's right. That's why we're on video.
What are you supposed to do? Can't have everything.
Incredible.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Some of it had to be turned away. I don't know what was in it. That's how much it is.
It's all the dang groupies that we have.
That's what I'm saying. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Jim, awesome show, my friend. Yes. Thank you again.
Thank you.
We'll be back at it next week. Again, everybody, thank you. Find us on YouTube, Rumble, everything else. Keep contributing, sharing, liking, subscribing. Keep it going so me and Jim can keep doing this.
Yeah, because we love it.
Even
if we're down to one listener, we'll keep doing it.
We're going to keep doing it. All right, Jimmy, we're out, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, have a good week, man.
Bye.
Bye.